Leah. I'm Cassie.
Hello, pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, thanks for coming in and seeing me today. I do want to let you know that I am a cognitive behavioral therapist, and I wanted to see first what you knew about CBT.
I know you talk about thoughts, and that's pretty much all I know about it.
Okay, I did know that.
I have friends that see
okay.
you, and they highly recommend you.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you know a little bit about what CBT is. We believe that our actions and behaviors really do come from our thoughts, like our automatic thoughts, things that we experience right after an event. When something goes on, we have a thought, and those thoughts affect our behaviors and affect our emotions. So what we do is we work to kind of retrain our automatic thoughts to try to get more desirable behaviors and to have more positive emotions, to retrain them to the way we want to think, the way that you would want to think. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Leah. I'm 34 years old. I'm single, no husband, no kids, and my parents got divorced a few years ago, and that has played a very negative impact on my life, on my self-image, on my overall worth of myself, actually. I feel very sad. I feel like I can't get a man. I cry a lot. I get very depressed. And I feel like if my parents can't make it work, because they were married for 40 years, if they can't make it work, then, there's no hope for me and a man. And I just feel very sad. Me and my dad don't get along because he moved away. And I just have not been myself lately in a very long time.
Okay. Well, those are all things, the issues with your dad, a little bit about your self-image, the way you're interested in feeling better so that way you can date, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all things we can work on in CBT, but we do need to find one thing to work on today for today's session, and then we'll kind of go from there and see what ways we can help. So why don't you tell me a little about how you're feeling today?
Well, I'm feeling pretty upset today. I actually had a conversation with my dad. We were planning Thanksgiving. The plan was he was going to come in for Thanksgiving, and we were going to have Thanksgiving together. Then we're going to watch Christmas movies and go Christmas shopping, maybe go to fancy trees. And he just up and called me today and said he couldn't come because his girlfriend's sick, and he apologized and said he'd hope to see me soon, and I got very upset. I took it very personal. I felt like at first I thought he's lying. He doesn't want to see me, and that's why he's saying all this. And then I just thought that, he's picking this girl over his daughter, and I felt like, he should be coming to see me and not watching her. So I'm very upset and angry and sad about that at the same time.
Okay, so when the call ended, what was it you thought automatically?
I immediately thought I'm going to be by myself for Thanksgiving. I'm going to be all alone, and I felt very lonely.
So automatically you felt lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, what did you do after that? After the call?
I got so upset. I just went in my room and I cried, and I've just been very upset. Panic. What am I going to do? Who am I going to be with? I'm going to be all by myself, and I've just been laying in bed crying and sleeping. Pretty much, that's it.
Okay, so let's.
Even called into work.
Okay, let's think about some things that after the call ended. You said you just kind of got upset and you all hung up the phone. After the call ended, what are some other things you could have felt instead of feeling like you were alone? Did you maybe think that your stepmother, your dad's wife, your dad's girlfriend, could be very sick and he might need to stay?
Well, I did kind of feel that. I kind of felt like maybe she really was sick. But then I kind of straddled it. I'm like, yeah, maybe she is sick and maybe he does need her. But I'm his daughter, and he moved away from me, so he should come and see me. He should make an effort to come and see me for Thanksgiving. He should want to see me for Thanksgiving. So I kind of feel like he was choosing her over me, and it made me feel very lonely and sad.
Did you think maybe you could go visit your dad?
Yeah, I thought about that, but he moved away from me. He moved away from me, and I thought about that, and I guess I could try to do that. He don't live that far away.
Okay, and so if you were to think, I can go visit him, then how could you feel after you went and visited him?
I'd feel happy that I saw him.
Okay, so do we see how maybe once you hung up, well, maybe she is sick, and maybe I'll just go visit him for the holiday, and then I felt happy, versus I feel really lonely because he doesn't want to visit me, and now I feel like I should stay in bed. Which one is more desirable?
Going to see him.
Okay.
Because then that's more productive than laying in bed and doing nothing. So.
Right. So that's all we want to do is kind of try to rethink our automatic thoughts, what we feel immediately following an event, how we felt. So that way we can ultimately change our outcome and the way we handle it. Kind of gain more coping skills to try to understand ways to kind of have those more positive thoughts immediately following something, so that way we can have more positive outcomes and more positive behaviors. So I did want to see, you said that you do stay at home a lot and you stay in bed a lot. Tell me a little bit more about that, or some other things that do kind of cause that.
Over the past few years, I've really socially isolated myself. I'm very stay at home. I've gone on a few dates, but the men have stood me up. So I just feel like I'm going to be rejected, so I just stay at home. I just watch TV, I read books. I don't really go out with friends anymore. I don't, I go on dates